and like the quality of this footage is insane. It's pretty gnarly. But yeah, check out my blurry earrings. That's kind of funny. All right, enough about the earrings. Let's get into the juice here.
Uma doçura.
Hey guys, welcome to this video, and thank goodness you are here. If you're still doing your own backlinks to get your sites ranked in Google and really finding yourself caught up in those day-to-days, you should not be doing that. You should not still be doing your link building and your backlinks yourself. This is something that is so repetitive and so easily delegatable, outsourceable to someone else. And I know you're probably thinking, oh well, I've tried it and it didn't go very well. I've tried this or I've tried that. It can go well. I'm going to go through this video and go step by step on how you can do this. Okay, it is possible. Before we get cranking, guys, do me a favor and pretty please like this video and also press subscribe. It really helps with the algorithms and it helps me help more people like yourself. One of my VA agency's most in-demand services is link building, so SEO Link Builders. I've got an entire team of dedicated SEO Link Builders, and we handle all of our digital marketing clients' campaigns, and they are dedicated to getting websites ranked on #1. So I do know a thing or two about this. It doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. Stick around to find out how. Okay, so when it comes to scaling sustainably, and growing your business and expanding, you have to take some of the hats off. You can't do this all yourself. So that means outsourcing and delegating part of your operations and your delivery of your products or your service. You don't need a huge budget to get started with this, guys. The point is to just get started and then go from there. Now, you can go through some of these specialized backlink agencies, like I think there's Fat Joe, the Hoth, where you sort of pay per link. That is definitely, a lot of digital marketers use that, and I think they're a great service. But if you want a more financially economical and scalable way to outsource your backlinks, then you should be looking at a trained SEO link builder, someone who is pre-vetted and is going to be a fraction of the cost of going through these other companies. Like, you've got someone pre-vetted and trained to do this for you. So first, when should you hire an SEO link builder? If you are a digital marketer or you're trying to get your website ranked, you should be hiring an SEO link builder ASAP. A mentor of mine once said to me, hire before you think you are ready. Of course, keeping in mind, you crunch your numbers before you hire someone. These are humans that we're dealing with, and if you're paying them money, which is putting the food on their table, like just ethics. So making sure that you can actually pay them for a certain amount of time. So if you're hiring a link builder, you might say to them, okay, let's just try for the first 3 months first, and that's going to cost you $200 or $300 a month, and they're working part-time. Cool. Okay, I have to have $600 to $1,000 put aside, and I should be able to set that aside in order to pay this person. Like, kind of just like basics. Make sure that you can pay the people, but in saying that, hire before you think you're ready as well. So I'm speaking to the people who are doing backlinks for years and years and years, and it sucks the juice out of them to the point where they don't even know why they're doing what they're doing anymore. Okay, because they've spent so much of their precious time on the shit that doesn't light them up, and it's repetitive and it zaps their creative juices. Okay, so the next part of this is what, as in what to look for when you're looking for an SEO link building VA. What are you actually looking for? Well, first and foremost, I think it's pretty obvious. You're going to want someone who has some SEO experience there. I have, and I'm not going to call it a mistake because it wasn't a mistake, but once upon a time, I hired people that had zero experience, and I was going solely and wholly for attitude. I was looking at their attitude and how they showed up and how driven they were. And those 3 hires that I initially did like over a year ago are still with me today, and they've scaled up in my agency and they're in leadership positions now. But I quickly changed that after a couple of months because I realized how training intensive it was to actually train someone to do the backlinks yourself. So I would recommend, if you're going to hire an SEO link builder, hire someone who's got at least a couple of years experience. You're not having to go in and teach them from the ground up. They've got the basics there, and then from there you can introduce your own strategies or liaise and collaborate with them if they have their own and work out a campaign from there. But it is worth noting as well, guys, you do get what you pay for. I know that is just thrown all over the place, but it's so entirely true. If you're paying someone peanuts and you're going for the cheapest person, you're going to get shit cheap work. If you're paying for someone and they're a little bit more and their work is still shit, then you fire them. But the chances of that happening is slim. If you're paying someone a higher hourly rate, they value themselves higher because they've got that experience and they've got that skill set there. So the work and the delivery and the quality is likely to be there as as opposed to someone who you're paying peanuts. Now, the second part to this is get them to actually talk you through their strategy. Do they have a signature strategy or campaign that they follow, some steps that they follow in order to get sites ranked and do the backlinking process? Get them, this is an interview question that I always ask when we are looking for new SEO link builders, is I get them to walk me through their framework or their strategy of what they do. Like if we gave them a new client tomorrow, where would they start? Give them a clean slate to work with and see what you extract from that. The next point in what, as in what to look for, is how coachable is this person? If this person thinks they know everything and they consider themselves an expert, which a lot of them probably would, right? But the thing is, you really want to hone in and make sure this person is coachable. This is like something I'm very, very wary about. And whenever we have new hires, I don't hire the know-it-alls. Anyone that's a know-it-all doesn't have any room for expansion. They can't think outside of the box because they're so stuck in their own ways and they're not willing to try anything else on. And they're not going to be team players either. If you think you know it all, you're not going to get very far. All I know is that I know nothing. And that's how I live my life. I know nothing. I just know nothing. But by admitting that I know nothing, I know more than the people that say they know it all. Does that make sense? Anyway, don't hire someone that doesn't know it all. They'll be difficult to work with. Now, I'm going to go in and I'm going to teach you guys and train you guys and go through how to actually find these people. But before we get into that, I want to go through some day-to-day stuff. Some day-to-day operations management. How do you actually lead your team? How do you manage like day-to-day in SEO Link Builder? To make sure the KPIs are being met, key performance indicators, and to make sure, you know, that shit's getting done basically to the quality and the standard that you expect. So managing day to day, first point here is you want to have some sort of a reporting system in place with them. So whether that's weekly, whether that's fortnightly, or whether that's monthly, you want to have a reporting system in place where they actually, whether they use slides or whether they use a Word doc or whether it's via email, you want them to report their results to you. So they're not just doing the things, they're actually looking back and analyzing the results, looking at the analytics, looking at the insight, and include that in the report because it gets them thinking as well, but it's also giving you some like hardcore insights on the work that they're actually doing for you, like where your money is going. So implement some sort of a reporting system. The next part to this is have a backlink report sheet. I've got this with all of my team members as a backlink report sheet so that you can see exactly where the site's going, what all the metrics are, who signed off on it, you know, and get any follow-ups there. Like, do they need to follow up and reach out to this person or that company or this website? So making sure that you've got all that backlink report sheet there so that if there's any issues with backlinks, say you need to get one disavowed, you can actually look back and see who put that there and maybe do a bit of an investigation and what actually went wrong so that you can stop this from happening in the future. So have that backlink report sheet. Next is backlink audits. All of my team, we've all got backlink, like we've got our link builders and then we've got leaders and then we've got coaches and trainers. All of the leaders are doing backlink audits monthly on our backlinkers, on our link building, SEO link builders, to make sure that all the links that they're getting are in alignment with their client's strategy and campaign, which we put together with them. But you want to make sure that if you're doing this yourself, have a backlink system where you're going through and you're doing these backlink audits. Maybe for the first week when you first onboard them, make sure that they fully understand that they're actually following through and in alignment with the campaign that you've set up with them. You don't want them getting links in places that you don't want to have links in. We know that there should be some guidelines in place, which actually leads me in to my next point here. So next point, guidelines. So you want to have some guidelines, not going to getting certain types of links that are going to be spammy or get red flag or look shady to Google. So have guidelines in place. And one of the guidelines, for example, that we have is no more than 2 links per website in one day. So if they're handling a client's website and they've got 10 websites and they're backlinking to all of those, they're not going to do any more than 20 links on that day. Now that's quite a lot as it is, but that's just one of our rules. No more than 2 backlinks in one day per website. We've got a few other guidelines as well, but make sure you get your guidelines clear. So next, you want to have some sort of a meeting schedule with your team member, with your link builder. This part of having a fantastic team and having people that love working for you is actually like building relationships with them, building rapport. That's integral to scaling a business, is building relationships. Much like with our clients, the best way that we keep our clients happy and keep them sticking around is by the relationship relationships that we build with them. It's the same with your team. So have a weekly meeting or a fortnightly meeting. I have a weekly meeting with my immediate teams, sometimes twice weekly, so that we can stay up to date. We share deliverables, we share anything that's pending, we share insights, all of that stuff. So stay on top of things. It's not like, oh yeah, this is my SEO link builder, see you later, good luck. Like if you're doing this hiring yourself, you still need to oversee this stuff. Unless you have an operations manager or someone that's overseeing them, you're still responsible. It's not like you're handing the responsibility to them, because if shit hits the fan and sites aren't getting ranked and bad links are being dropped, then that's on you, because you haven't done the backlink audit and you haven't checked in with them weekly and asked them if they need help or support or how they're going. Part of it is a shared responsibility, but if you're not checking in with them and having weekly meetups or building relationship with them, that's on you as well. Sorry, not sorry. Don't get upset, it's just how it is. Next point here is to have some sort of a project management system. So I use Asana with my team. It's free for the most part until you get to a certain number of people. Trello is another one that people use. ClickUp is a paid one. There's a few out there. Get a project management system. I've got a board that I have, and we have all our follow-up, all our to-dos, because we've got social media managers and all sorts of different roles. So we've got different columns. So we have our SEO and our web dev column, and that's where everyone gets tagged and assigned, and there's due dates on there as to what needs to be done. For example, if you're starting a new link building campaign, you might put some KPIs in there or something. Say after 1 month, I want you to have gotten 4 or 5 really juicy white hat backlinks, something like that. Use the project management to actually manage the day-to-day stuff, because if you're just like typing stuff in Messenger or swinging through emails like willy-nilly, then like stuff just gets lost. Like people forget about things. I forget about this, and this is why I use project management systems, is because I would just forget. I'll delegate and then forget, and then the other person would forget, and then when I find out and remember, like, oh my god, I'm like, why didn't this get done? But again, it's shared responsibility. Like I'm still responsible for it in a way. So have a project management system so that you've got it there and you can go over this, use this as your agenda for your weekly or fortnightly meetings. And last but not least on this section is SOPs. Have some standard operating procedures in place for this link builder. Okay, if you've got your own signature framework link building strategy that you use and it's the bee's knees, then have an SOP for that. Or if you're onboarding this new person and you're strategizing together and collaborating, put an SOP together. You can get them to do the SOP. Like you don't even have to spend your time doing that. And get them to write out the SOP. You go through, review it, give the okay, and Bob's your uncle. You've got your SOP. When you expand and you're hiring another SEO link builder, boom, throw them over to the SOP and they've got it there to get started. Amazing. You're not having to start from the ground up. So have your SOPs. SOPs evolve over time. It's not something that I dedicate days to, like on Friday, I'm going to do this SOP. No, I wait till I'm in the mood. I have moods where I'm like, when I'm in my superwoman mode, I want the checklists and I want to strategize. I want to put the process there. And so when I feel that creative flow, and I do get a bit excited about back end stuff. When I feel that excitement come, that's when I hone in and I do it and I do the thing and I smash it out, and it's amazing because I want to do it. So when the inspiration comes, do the SOP. Don't hold out on it. You should be always creating SOPs in the background as you're building your business, because you can't do everything forever, right? Or you might, but you're not going to get very far. You need to be working out ways to take those hats off. Now, if you're not sure on what you should be delegating in your business, and this is maybe all a bit overwhelming and you're like, well shit, I have so much I need to delegate and outsource, I've got something to help you out. It's my delegation cheat sheet. It's helped hundreds of other entrepreneurs by now, and I'm going to leave the link for you guys below, so go click on that. You can go grab that, and it's a process to help you with your SOPs. It's almost like an SOP creation process, so that'll help well if you need some support there. Now, this is the part you guys have probably all been waiting for, is where do I find such a person? Where? First part is, you guys know you've got Fat Joe, the Hoth. You can certainly get your links that way. If you are looking for a specialized SEO link builder, and there's 2 ways you can go. One, you're going to hire yourself. Secondly, you're going to go through an agency, like a VA recruitment agency, like I have, that specializes in the actual link building side of things. I don't actually know anyone else that's doing this, so I'm just going to recommend myself. But you've got 2 options. You're looking for that link builder. First option, you're going to hire yourself. You put your recruitment pants on, put your HR, your human resource pants on, because this is the role that you're going to be doing if you decide to hire yourself. So you're going to be, all the things I mentioned earlier in the last point is what you're going to be managing and handling. Now, places that you can find these people hanging out on is have a look on your social channels. There's so many different Facebook groups on there that have, SEO stuff, link building, backlinks. Start to join these groups and post something in there saying you're looking for an SEO link builder with X amount of experience. Hell, post something on your timeline and I'm sure you'll get some people reach out if you've got some digital marketers in your space as well. Second place here, this is where we do a lot of our recruiting from. Brilliant, Onlinejobs.ph. I will leave a link to them below as well. It is a monthly subscription to hire through Onlinejobs.ph. They're all based in the Philippines. Some brilliant talent on there. Again, you just got to comb through and get to those right people as well. Another option here is Upwork. I find Upwork better for more project-based sort of gigs rather than a long-term work opportunity. But you can certainly find link builders on there. Much like Onlinejobs.ph, you just have to comb through the right people. I actually have a video here on Upwork, the pros and cons. Go and check that out as well if you're interested in going down that route. And lastly, to find these SEO link builders, ask around. Talk to your colleagues, your friends, your partners, your people that are in your vicinity who are in the digital marketing space. Okay, ask them how do you do your backlinks? Have you got anyone you can refer, recommend? You can find amazing talent that way. Some of the best people we have in my agency from referrals. We love referrals, all about the referrals. So yeah, just put it out there, put your feelers out there and see what's about. Onlinejobs.ph is an actual recruitment platform, same as Upwork. Now the second point here, I said hire through an agency. My agency is called the Speed Up Co. So go check out our website below. Now, what are the benefits to hiring through an agency? What are the pros and cons? If you hire directly yourself, you're going to be paying slightly less per hour, but then you're going to weigh up, okay, is it worth all the headaches and the time of actually managing a team and putting a signature process together to be able to manage these people? Is it worth going through and doing that yourself, or is it easier to pay, a couple bucks extra to a VA agency who's already got it in place, who has training and coaches and support networks and handles the admin and the HR? What's worth it to you? If you've got buttloads of time up your sleeve and you love doing the stuff yourself, then absolutely do the recruitment yourself. If you have a budget allocation and you are ready to rock and roll and you're time savvy, then give us a holler. I will leave a link below, or just go check us out on our website, thespeedupco.com. I have a dedicated team of SEO link builders. We have the backlink audits, the backlink report sheets, and we've got the whole entire system set up on the back end. And it is one of these things, it's taken us some time to really optimize and innovate this process over time. It didn't happen overnight. It's been months and months and months, over a year of really finding something that works for us, works for our clients, and brings results, and gets websites ranked. So if you think this is for you, I will drop a link below for you to fill out a form, and if we think that we can support you and it's going to be a fit, then my team will reach out and we'll have a free strategy call with you, 30-minute free strategy call, and see where we can support and help you there. So you guys know all about SEO link builders now, where, the how, the why, the who, all of that. So I hope you've got some value out of this video. If you would like to know some insider tricks and hacks, HR stuff, SOP, backend stuff, I share a lot of that in my free community. So I'll leave the link below as well. You are more than welcome to join if it feels in alignment for you. So guys, again, if you liked this, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, it will really help me out. And thank you so much for your time and for watching this video. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.